We opened up this morning and we actually looked at a lot of the kind of, the filters that are impacting oil. How big and how important can this become?
Well, it potentially is a pretty big catalyst because there's about 550 to 600,000 barrels a day that move from the Kurdish region and the Kirkuk area down to the port of Ceyhan. So if that were to be removed from the market, it would be a supply shock. And I think that's why you're seeing the price react today.
Okay, how much more can it react, Jason? If you look at the dynamics of OPEC and kind of Iraq in it, can it actually add $3 to $4 to even $5?
I think $5 is probably too big of a move just for something like the Kurdish region stopping exports. Bear in mind that there's about 1.2 million barrels a day that OPEC has in spare capacity because of their cuts. There's roughly another 500,000 barrels a day in places like Russia that could come back to the market. So it could be a short-term supply shock, but I don't think it would be something that would systemically raise prices to, let's say, $60.
Jason, on the range-bound nature of oil and the quiet of oil that we see, what are you looking at for 5 years out? Are you looking at supply dynamics or demand dynamics?
Well, certainly both of those things, Tom. I think that over the 5-year time frame, though, the supply side is probably going to have the bigger reaction. And that's primarily because there's been so little investment made really since 2014. I think we'll start to see acceleration in non-OPEC, non-U.S. decline curves by that period of time. So we would be looking for oil prices to reach closer to the $65 level once we get out to that time
That's right
frame.
where I wanted to go. I'm glad you agree with that. If we slam into 60, 62, 63, does a lot of supply come in?
I think you would see incrementally the U.S. react to that relatively quickly. The lag time in the U.S. is 6 to 12 months. I think you would start to see more investment being made, and that's what the price signal is trying to do. But the problem is that outside the U.S., the construction cycle time is about 5 years. So the incremental reaction on supply outside the U.S. is going to be slow.